realize this.
Okay. Hi guys, this is Margaret. How are you guys doing? It's such a lovely day outside. I decided to make another video. I'm not gonna do any vlog today. The reason is, as you guys noticed, I'm not in my dorm. I'm back in China now. Okay, let's do some life updates first. I fly back to China at the end of March because of this coronavirus thing. I know there's so many things going on recently and all the plans are messed up. But I still have some friends stuck in the school. Finger crossed. I'm hopeful they can come back sooner or later. So after I come back home, I did not go out much. I know the situation in China is still pretty under control and everyone is allowed to go out, but just don't have that mood to do so, even though I know some of my Chinese friends are at their home as well. Instead, I spent a lot of time with my family at home, and I came up with the idea to make this video, which is to share 20 things that I learned in the past 20 years. This is my very first time to make this kind of video, and I hope you guys will like it. So let's welcome the first one.
Number 1, positivity is a choice.
I think this is a really good timing to talk about this because I think in the past 2 or 3 months, everyone is suffering more or less in a different kind of ways, whether it's because this coronavirus pandemic or because of other things. We may notice some people take it through easier than other people do. I think partially it's because those people choose to be more positive than other one. Even in this hard time, I think there's a lot of things we can do to help us take a break from this frustrated, sad moments or increasing numbers, things like that. For example, when I at my home, I tend to work out a lot more than I used to do, because when I work out, I simply just focus on my music, focus on the gestures, the movement that I made. I would not think of those crazy things around me, and that really helped me to calm down and just, feel much better.
Number 2, friendship does not need to last forever.
I'm the kind of person who value friendship a lot. I cares and love all my friends. I hope they can feel that. But because of this, whenever I feel someone is leaving me or someone just don't want to be friend with me anymore, I will feel so sad, so frustrated, and I'll just get really emotional. But in recent 2 years, I would say, I start to learn friendship does not need to last forever. There's a lot of cases when someone just don't contact me as frequently as they did, or I myself just don't know what to talk to them anymore. And I used to wondering why was that happening, what did that happen, kind of what made it happen, kind of. But now I start to learn that it's mostly just because the path that we walk towards the future are different, and that differences naturally set us apart, and that's okay, because as long as we would treat each other sincerely and we were true friends at some point of my life, that's enough. I believe that everyone meets for a reason, and for all my old friends, if there's another reason for us to meet again, I would truly definitely look forward to. But even though we 2 or we 3 are best friends at some point of my life, it's okay that I learned friendship does not need to last forever.
Number 3, drinking warm water can really benefit us.
I don't know if you guys have the same experience as mine. Growing up, whatever disease I have, I have stomachache, I have toothache, I have flu, I have a fever, whatever things I have, my parents always ask me to drink more water, drink more warm water especially. I didn't check the theory behind it, but it always helps. I don't know why. So it's naturally like become part of my life. When I'm in US, I don't really go to doctors or go to CVS to buy medicine. Whenever I feel not really good, I will simply just drink more and more warm water, and that always helps. So if you guys did not get this piece of suggestions before, I would highly recommend you guys to try this when you like feel not good and do want to go to doctors. Hope that will apply to you guys as well.
Number 4, sometimes hurtful words are sharper than a knife.
Have you guys ever experienced that someone told you something like a sentence or just a comment that you didn't realize how hurtful that sentence was, but those words really go into your heart, and you feel so frustrated, so disappointed, so overwhelmed, but they didn't know anything. And I admit that because I'm the kind of person who easily get annoyed. I used to be the person who say those words to others, but now grown up, I really trying to control my emotion, especially when I have arguments with others, because I know if I say something that I will regret for later, that will make things much more complicated. So one of the solutions that I always apply is when I have arguments with other people and I know that I'm gonna be annoyed, I'm almost out of control, I will stop the conversation and go fetch a cup of water and drinking it up. That cup of water would really calm me down and make me become more rational to deal with those things. So I would recommend you guys to try that out next time as well. Just be cautious. Don't say anything that you will regret later. And hope everything can be solved out peacefully.
Number 5, be brave to say sorry.
This one follows the last one. Let's say if you fails to control yourself and you really say something or did something inappropriate, be brave to say sorry to that person as soon as possible. When I was younger, I used to think that if I say sorry first, that means I lose the game or that person wins the argument. But that's not really the truth. For the most of the time, the person who says sorry first is the person who cares more about the relationship. So like when you say sorry to that person, you just tell yourself and tell that person that you care about the relationship and you don't want to have the argument anymore. You want to use another way to discuss with the problem, the issue, and hope that person will understand you and you guys can, have a peaceful discussion. Things will solve out soon.
Number 6, I'm basically privileged in life.
After I go to college, I did privilege acknowledgement test a couple of times, and that really reminds me how many privileges that I have in my life. For example, very simple, like I have clothes to wear, I have food to eat, I have places to live, I have money to spend. And for you guys, when you are watching my video, that means you have cell phone or laptop or iPad to watch. That's the privileges you guys have, because there's still so many people outside that don't have the chances to have the life we have. It's really significant to acknowledge these privileges and make it as the motivation for us to work harder and become a better person and finally help other people in need in the future.
Number 7, company is the longest confession of love.
The reason why I mentioned this is it's still really hard to say, but I lost my grandpa 2 weeks ago. It's definitely an accident for me. I've never thought that he would leave us this early. He's always looking forward to seeing me graduating from a college and getting a job and marry to someone I love. He didn't get through the first part, but the main thing I want to share is our family, our friends, despite other things, most important thing they want from us is our love. And company is the longest confession of love. So I would highly suggest you guys, if you have free time, put out your cell phone, put out your earphone, turn off the laptop, go to talk to them. You will not regret from this.
Number 8, dream big but live in the moment.
This is a little bit cliche, but still really important. I know like everyone has a big dream behind the scene, but to achieve that big dream, we need to first divide it up into several small objectives, and then further divide objectives into smaller plans, and there might be tens of thousands or tens of hundreds of action plans in one plan. And do those actions. Just don't make the ideas just the ideas. And I believe we can finally get there someday.
Number 9. Things in the real world have more than two sides.
I believe everyone is kind of familiar with the old saying goes like, every coin has two sides. Throughout the years, I tend to divide everything I saw, everything I experienced into either right or wrong, either positive or negative. For example, when I listen to a piece of news, when I listen to a story, my mind will automatically pick those good people out of those bad guys. This is kind of a way to help me better understand the story somehow. However, I've experienced so many times that the more I listen to the story, the more I listen to the details, I will find those bad guys is not that bad, or those good people is not that kind of good. So like in the reality, there's not so much pure black and pure white. For most of times there is a somehow gray area where the truth belongs to. And I think it's not our fault to overlook those facts and make that kind of wrong judgment, because sometimes we are not allowed to see more details, or we just haven't discovered those evidence. But what I want to say is to realize this, to realize that it's kind of impossible for me to gather all the information that I need to make that judgment. I should be careful, should be more, I don't know, reserved when I want to make judgment about a person or about an event, because things could be much more complicated than I could know.
Number 10. Don't rely on social media too much.
I found a quite serious problem that I form less and less opinion towards things like news and like public event, because when I saw a big news title, I would tend to search articles or videos made by some authoritative people and see their analysis, their opinion, and then for my own. So like I feel like these days when I discuss things with my friends, with my families, I'm like just synthesizing all the information I saw on the internet, and I repeat those content when having conversation with them. And I feel not really good, because those things are not my own. They're from others. So to correct this, I start journaling again. Like I tend to record my original feeling about those things on paper. I know I still gotta see those articles, those videos sometime, someday. But after I have my own opinion, when I read those articles, I will have the ability to disagree or agree with them, not like just acting like a robot, absorbing everything they say, everything they think.
Number 11. Everything happens for a reason.
I think this sentence is really hard to expand. It's like a self-explanatory sentence. I know it can be expanded into a philosophical way or theology field, I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like that. So yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Number 12, it is okay to be selfish as long as it's rational.
We're constantly being told to put others before ourselves, to put others' interests before our own. But I feel like by doing too many of this, we would lose ourselves. So if you're a kind of person who feel difficult to say no to others, or you're the kind of person who would rather be upset in a group rather than speak up for yourself, I want to tell you that it's definitely okay to be selfish sometimes, as long as it's rational. We need to know what we really need and where the bottom line is. It's just as simple as like, if you're not taking good care of yourself, how would you have that energy, have that time to take care of others? It's human's nature to take good care of yourself because we need that to thrive, to live. So from this perspective, I don't see any problem to put ourselves first. Sometimes, it's a balance. It's a balance between to be super selfless or to be super selfish.
Number 13, health should come first.
Sleeping is always the very first thing that I would give up whenever the sleep times conflicts with other things like homework, like a video, or like someone just sending me a message before I go to bed. I always feel regret the other morning, but I would still do it again and again. I feel bad and I've warned myself a lot of times, but I don't know. Do you guys have the same problem going to bed?
Number 14, procrastination is a sin.
I like to save small things till later, like cutting my nails, making beds, and like getting my packages, for example. I admit I used to like save things for later, even if I'm not doing anything, or I'm just playing on my phone. However, now growing up, I kind of get rid of that habit, but there's a new problem. Earlier this year, I read a new frame called productive procrastination. I'll leave the definition here. It's simply saying like I would make myself busy with a lot of things, but nothing of them is important. Like I'm just avoiding what needs to be done, So it's not real productive anyways. What I want to say is I want to tell you guys, if you have the same problem as mine, I know procrastination is a really common problem, but I think it should not be legitimized just because it is shared by a lot of people. You gotta do what you gotta do, so why you just do it now?
Number 15, crossing legs won't make people look nicer or look more elegant.
I'm not sure if elegant is the right word that I'm seeking for, but let's just leave like that. I started to have to cross my leg and have that toe-in walking posture, toe-in gesture when I was in middle school. The story is like this. I saw some girls that I admired back that time. They cross their legs. They have that toe-in gestures when they're walking. So I was so stupid to think that it's those gestures to make them look so girlish, look so pretty. So yeah, I started mimicking them. Like when you want to form a bad habit, you can just form it in a flash. However, if you want to correct it, oh my gosh, it took me, I don't know, more than 3 years, 2 years. And now, occasionally I will still have that gestures when I'm walking. So, like if I can go back to the middle school time, I would definitely go to talk to that middle school me that don't be that stupid. You're not getting more elegant. You are not getting prettier just because those unhealthy, ugly gesture. And as for why they're unhealthy, Google it, Baidu it. The doctors would tell you more than I can.
Number 16. Anger is often pointless when I deal with problems.
From my perspective, getting mad never really solves anything. I feel like it's just waste my time because angry pushes me away from the rational solutions that I need. I'm not saying anger is a useless emotion. It is as important as any other emotion, and we humans need to let out what we are feeling. However, I'm saying like if you want to solve a problem, you better need to be calm down. And I don't know, I just feel like angry would not help you in any way.
Number 17. I should be my own biggest cheerleader.
There might be a lot of people, including our friends, our families, our lovers. These people keep encouraging us and pushing us to work harder, to work better. However, from my perspective, the encouragement from these people can only be a plus. They are really important, but I think the decisive motivation always comes from our own. I know everyone's different, but for me, I feel more satisfied when I treat myself for some good than my parents reward me because of my achievement. I think it's partly because I am the only one who know how much I've achieved, how much I have worked, and how much more I need to work on. So when I when I treat myself, I can feel more, I guess, sense of achievement.
Number 18. Push yourself more than good enough.
I'm not suggesting you guys to be super aggressive and pursue 100% on everything you are doing. I'm just feeling like we never know where our potentiality lands. And so even if it is really hard, it would be better for us to walk out of our comfort zone more, because you will be surprised to see what you can be.
Number 19. We'll never catch up with the future.
I'm not saying we're unable to control our future or our destiny. Instead, I truly believe that we are not following any script from somewhere. It is our thoughts and our decisions leading us forward. But the reason I say we can't catch up with the future is there are too many uncertainties in the future that we are unable to predict. And because of those uncertainties, the track of the future keeps changing. So I want to tell myself that don't be too afraid of that future. Say like when I make some decisions, I would naturally consider about the consequences following my decision. I would sometimes be too afraid and too, hesitated for a long time. But now I would try to persuade myself that just give it a shot. Like even if that negative consequences comes later, I can just be brave and face it and solve it. Just don't let the mysterious future to affect the present holding on my hand.
Number 20. Wholeness means embracing brokenness as an integral part of life.
I got this sentence from a book that I read for class. I really like it because I was thinking about a lot when I first saw it. I used to really like to complain about myself, like I was too short, I am too short, I'm not smart enough, I'm not hardworking enough. My mom will always tell me like it is these imperfections that make me special. And go back to the sentence. I was thinking about those hard times, those sad experiences that I've been through in the past years. Those things are gone, but the feelings and the thoughts about the experiences filled up my heart and filled up my mind. And I was thinking, it is this feeling, these thoughts that make me complete, make my wholeness, and make the person I am right now. So I really want to tell myself again and tell everyone that don't underestimate yourself, underestimate your value, and don't look down yourself, because no one is perfect, and it is your imperfections, the little things that you don't like about yourself, that makes you special, makes you complete, and makes you different. Thank you for watching to the end. It's my very first time to film this kind of video. I would like to have more deep conversations with myself and with you guys in the future. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and feel free to let me know what's your biggest tip or biggest thing that you learned in the past 10 or 20 years. Thank you. Bye.